All right, good morning, students. Today is Monday, and this week we are going to be working on balance and weight transfers and a couple other things also. So, I don't know if you remember earlier in this year we talked about bases of support. And bases of support are just the amount of body parts that are touching the ground. So, right now, my feet are touching the ground and my rear end is touching the ground. So I have 2 feet and 1 rear end. That's 3 bases of support. If I put my hands down, now I have 2 hands, 2 feet, and my rear end. So that is 5 bases of support. So typically the more bases of support you have, the easier it is to stay balanced. And when you're balanced, you're just not tipping over. So when you stand on 1 foot, sometimes that's really hard because you just have 1 base of support. So we're going to talk about bases of support. We are also going to talk about some flexibility items. So flexibility just means how much your muscles stretch. And I have to tell you, I am one of the least flexible people in the entire world. I can't even bend over and touch my toes, even if I practice all the time. So it doesn't matter if it's easy, if it's hard, if you're good at it, if you're not good at it. I'm not good at it, and it's really, really hard for me. But I am going to try, and I always try and improve and get better. So we are going to be on the floor on our hands and knees. So you either need to be on the carpet, or I have a mat and then I have a towel over it. So I have a little bit of padding, because we're going to be on our hands and knees and it won't feel good if you're on a hard surface. So just pause the video, and when you're ready, you can go and when you come back with whatever you need, a towel, or you can move to the carpet area, or maybe you're already at a carpet area, then you'll be ready to go. Just push play and we'll get started. So we're going to do some animal flows. And animal flows are just a series of different animal poses we are going to do. Sometimes they can even tell a story. We are not going to tell a story today. We are just mainly going to do it for exercise purposes. So our first one, you are going to be on your knees like this, and you're just going to sit back like this. And I want you to think about breathing in and breathing out. Now, I can feel the stretches in my feet. When I push back, I can also feel it on my thighs. So now it's going to be a little bit harder. So you're going to be on your hands and knees like this, and you are going to try to reach back and push up. Make sure you're breathing. This is really, really hard. Try and push your hips as far forward as you can. These are your hips. Try and push them up in the air. All right, good. Now, you are going to be on your hands and knees like a cat or a dog, and you're going to push your stomach down, and you're going to lift your head up, and you're going to moo like a cow. So you're going to be like this, and you're going moo, moo. Then you're going to put your back in the air. You're going to arch your back like a cat, and you're going to say meow, meow. So down, moo. So that's an animal pose. That's a cow. Back up, meow, meow. So you can feel this stretch in your spine and your lower back. And same thing with this one. Try and pull your belly button all the way in. And you can feel this one in your arms, and your back, and your shoulders. Now, I want you to bend down and fold forward and try and make a tiny, tiny little ball, small as you can. All right. Our next animal flow card. You are going to be standing up, and you are going to be in a standing pose. This one is super, super hard for me. Remember I said I had a hard time bending over and touching my toes? So this one, your feet are going to be on the ground and you're going to place your hands on the ground. Your body's going to be bent at your waist and you are going to make an upside down letter V. Try and push your heels to the ground. If you can put your heels on the ground, that's excellent. Now, I want you to take one leg and I want you to reach it up really high. Try and make it really straight. Put it down. I want you to take your other leg. Reach it really high. Try and make it really straight. And try and push your heels down. Now I want you to walk your feet into your hands and I want you to try and bend over and I want you to try and hug your legs as low as you can go. I can almost touch my toes, but my knees are bent a little bit. Now I want you to lift your body up, but still like you're sitting in a chair. And then I want you to stand all the way up. All right, awesome job. That's our second flow. All right, and this is our last flow. So you're gonna start like this. Breathe in. Then you need to, I'm gonna turn sideways. You don't have to turn sideways unless you don't have room. I don't have room. You're gonna put one leg back, almost like a lunge we did. And you're gonna put your arms straight over your head and reach as high as you can. Make sure you're breathing. Then you're gonna sweep your arms forward and you're gonna bend your front leg even more. Breathe out. Then you're gonna go down even farther and you're gonna reach your arms straight out in front of you. And then I want you to stand up and you are going to lift your back leg as high as you can. That's one base of support, so that one's a little different, and then a little harder, and then you're gonna finish like this. Breathe in, breathe out. Now, we are going to try the other leg forward. So you're gonna start like this. Put your other leg forward and reach all the way up. Reach, reach, reach. Now bend forward and put your arms behind you. And now I want you to put your hands forward and go down even lower. I want you to go as low as you can without hurting yourself. It's supposed to be a gentle stretch. Then I want you to stand up and I want you to reach your back leg all the way behind you. This is one base of support, so it's a little bit harder. And feet down. All right, nice job. I've done all kinds of physical activity the last couple of weeks. So I want you to think about a person that you see that's enjoying physical activity. So what kinds of things do you think that you would see? And I've seen some of you, or a lot of you actually, in class, and we did something really, really fun, and I'll tell you how I knew you were having fun. I'll give you a couple seconds to think about it. So pretend like you're the teacher and you're watching a class. How are you going to tell if the kids are having fun or not? So things I see, they're smiling, you're laughing, you're not arguing with your friends over who's winner, who's not a winner. So you're having just a general good time. And then the way I can really tell is when we're done with our time, some of you will say, oh my gosh, PE's over already? So you were having so much fun, you didn't even realize you were exercising. So my challenge to you is is to think about different physical activities that you enjoy. It can be anything. I personally love to swim, and I haven't gotten to swim in a long time because my pool's been closed. So some of you might like to swim. I know some of you like to ride bikes. You've told me that. I know we have people who do gymnastics. They do cheer. Those are excellent exercises. Baseball players, basketball players, softball players, football players, all of those are really good activities. Some of you have told me that you are doing YouTube workouts with your parents, so that's fun. So I want you to think about what kinds of physical activity you enjoy. So it's really, really important that you find something that you like to do, and you try and get outside every single day and do that exercise, no matter what it is, for at least 60 minutes every day. I can promise you that when I go out and exercise every day, I feel so much better. When you exercise, there's a chemical in your brain, and it is called endorphins. So the exercise releases endorphins into your brain, and endorphins actually make you really happy. So exercising can improve your mood and your happiness. So I want you to make sure that you're getting out and you are exercising every day. Or if you have an indoor area where you like to exercise, you can do that also. Just make sure you're having fun. And last, for this fine Monday, we are going to have a cool down. So no matter what, a good lesson for PE always has a warm-up, the actual lesson, and then a cool down. And sometimes the warm-up and the cool down can be lessons too. They're just mini lessons, things that the teacher's trying to teach you. So today we're going to talk about belly breathing. So belly breathing is going to help you relax. So I want you to think about something really, really pleasant, like a place you like to go, like the beach or the forest, someplace you can go, maybe your backyard, someplace you or in your room where you can not think about anything. So we're going to talk about belly breathing. So you're going to be in that place. So for me, it would probably be the beach or by a lake in the mountains or in a forest somewhere, or actually on a boat in the ocean. I would like that a lot. So you're going to put your hands on your belly. Most people breathe and their belly doesn't move. So I want you to breathe in so deeply that your belly pushes your hands out. You're not just sticking out your belly. That's not what you're doing. Okay? You're breathing in and your lungs will fill up so much that your hands will actually push away, and then exhale. Breathe in. So deep your hands come out, and exhale. Now, you have choices. You can sit up and do that, or you can lay down and do it. It is up to you, but I want your hands on your belly, and I want you breathing in, and I want you breathing out. Breathe in and breathe out. So when you breathe out, your stomach should go back in. All right, so I am going to play music for 1 minute, and I'm not going to be on the screen, and I am not going to be talking, so you can concentrate on your belly breathing. After the minute is over, I will come back and we will talk about your belly breathing. It's really important that you try not to think about anything except your breathing and your belly going into the air. So you're going to start right now. Hi, welcome back. I hope you didn't fall asleep. Actually, I hope that you got a little bit of relaxation. So I want to talk about when you might use this belly breathing. So a couple of things. One, if you're feeling stressed. So how do you know if you're feeling stressed? I'm just going to tell you my own personal feelings. Other people feel differently. When I'm stressed, I either get really, really mad or I start to cry, one or the other. So if you can start to feel that coming on, if you can just remove yourself from the situation. So go away from the situation, go someplace quiet, and you can try some belly breathing. That will help reduce stress. Also, if you are in bed at night and you cannot fall asleep, sometimes that happens. If you only think about your belly breathing, you will probably fall asleep in 10 breaths or less. That's my prediction. And this works for adults too, because when I can't sleep, that's what I do. All right, boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. These lessons are in your Google Classroom, but this is the last week we are going to post videos for PE. We're going to have some other activities next week. You can find them on YouTube. And most of you have found my channel. It's Samantha Ford. And then if you type in PE after, this face should come up. So then you can subscribe. Most of the videos are there. Some of them are not. Some of them were in the Google Drive. I'll eventually transfer all of them over. And then there are other really good videos for exercising and fun activities on my channel also under different playlists. So you can enjoy them all summer long. All right, I will see you tomorrow, Tuesday. I can't believe it's our last week together with videotape lessons. It's been so much fun. Today we are going to start off with a dynamic warm-up. That just means that we're moving while we're warming up our muscles. So we are going to start with squats. So put your feet apart. Make sure that you stay up nice and tall and that you're bending back like you're sitting on a chair. 1, don't go all the way down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we're going to march in place. Make sure you get your knees up. Hopefully your feet are quieter than mine. All right, now we are going to jump for 30 seconds. Ready, go. 2 feet together, little baby jumps, 30 seconds. Fifteen more seconds. This is just to get your heart pumping and blood going to all your muscles. All right, now we're going to do jumping jacks. Ready, go. All right, back to squats. Ready? Feet apart. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. If you're sitting in a chair. All right, you guessed it. March in place. Big arms, big knees. After this, we're going to jump in place for 30 seconds. Jump. You should be really good at jumping after a week of jump rope and a week of tinkling. And the last thing in our dynamic warm-up, jumping jacks. All right, good job, students. Your muscles should be nice and warm, your heart should be pounding, and we're ready to go into our lesson.